I heard my parents mock my full scholarship in the garage, so I packed up and left. I graduated high school 3 weeks ago with a full scholarship to one of the most prestigious universities in the country, and I should have been the happiest kid alive. My family is poor, like ramen 4 nights a week poor, and I'll be the first person in my family to go to college. When I got the acceptance email, I ran downstairs yelling with my phone in my hand. My mom was doing dishes and my dad was watching TV. I showed them the screen, waiting for some huge reaction. My dad glanced at it, said, "Good job," and shook my hand like I was a coworker. My mom smiled for a second, turned back to the dishes, and asked if I could take out the trash later. I told myself they just didn't get it. Last Tuesday, I got sent home early from my retail shift because the store was dead. My dad's truck was in the driveway, but the house looked empty. Then I heard voices in the garage, my dad and 3 guys from his construction job. I was about to walk in when I heard one of them say my name, so I stopped by the door. One guy asked if I was really going to some fancy school. My dad laughed, and it wasn't a proud laugh. He said, "Yeah, supposedly, but that kid's a piece of crap. Never brought a girl home once. I'm convinced he's gay." My whole body went cold. Then he kept going like it was funny. He said kids at school beat me up for years, and he saw the bruises and never said anything because I needed to learn to be a man. The guys laughed. One of them asked about the scholarship, and my dad said I was too stupid to realize colleges lie to poor kids all the time. He said they'd pull the rug out. I'd come crawling home by October, and he was counting on it because at least I'd be out of the house. Then my mom spoke from somewhere in the garage. She said she couldn't wait for me to be gone, that I was weird and never fit in anywhere. They all laughed again. I went straight to my room, locked the door, and sat on the floor staring at nothing. I didn't come out until the next morning. For 3 days, I barely spoke to them. I picked up extra shifts, came home after midnight, and left before they woke up. I started sleeping with my headphones on because every sound in that house made my chest feel tight. On the 3rd night, I moved my savings envelope and documents from my dresser to my backpack because I didn't trust leaving anything in my room. The next morning, my dad cornered me in the kitchen. He stood in the doorway and asked how much money I had saved. It didn't sound like a normal question. I said, "Enough for books." He stepped closer and said, "How much?" I told him, $4,200. I said I'd been saving since I was 12. Birthdays, Christmas money, mowing lawns, and my job. He yelled for my mom. She came in with a dish towel in her hand, and he made me say the number again. My mom narrowed her eyes and asked if I stole it. I said no, and my dad asked if I was dealing drugs. My mom said maybe I lied on my college applications too. Maybe I faked my grades and scammed the schools. I just stood there looking at both of them, waiting for one of them to laugh and say they were kidding. Neither of them did. My dad pointed down the hall and told me to get out of his sight. Yesterday, my aunt needed someone to watch my 6-year-old cousin while she ran errands, and my mom volunteered me before I could answer. I sat with my cousin in the living room, watched cartoons, made him a peanut butter sandwich, and helped him build a block tower that kept falling over. He asked if my college was far away, and when I said yes, he said, "That's okay, you're smart, you'll find it." I almost cried. When my aunt got back, I went to use the bathroom, and as I passed her bedroom, I heard my mom's voice through the partly closed door. She was telling my aunt I was stealing, that I'd always been a liar, and that the colleges were going to figure it out, and I'd end up in jail. My aunt tried to defend me. She said I was a good kid, straight A's, never in trouble. My mom cut her off and said I was strange. She said she'd been embarrassed by me since middle school because other moms talked about sports and girlfriends, and all she had was a weird son who read books and got beat up. Then she said she couldn't wait for me to leave so they could finally be a normal family. I locked myself in the bathroom and sat on the floor while my cousin knocked and asked if I was okay. I wiped my face and checked my scholarship portal on my phone right there, just to see something real. It was still there. Full ride, confirmed. I walked out, went straight to my room, and started packing for real. My books, my clothes, my acceptance letter, my money, my ID, my work badge, all of it went into bags and boxes. When my dad yelled from the hallway asking what I was doing, I zipped my backpack, opened my door, and told him, getting ready to leave. I carried the first box past both of them to my aunt's car and didn't look back. Now people are saying I disrespected my parents by leaving. Was I wrong?